Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Douglas on My Mind show. I'm Georgia Henderson, Community Development Director, and I'm filling in for Ms. Blondell Thomas, who is the Public Information Manager. Whenever we come back, we're going to hear some various reports from our very own Mayor, Tony Paul, as long as information from the American Red Cross and Southwire. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after this break. We're back from break, and our first guest on the show today is none other than the mayor of our great city, Mayor Tony Paul. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. How you doing, Ms. Henderson?
I'm doing great. It's always good to have you here, and for you to be sitting there again. I know you have many things that you want to talk to us about, different projects and initiatives and everything taking place in our great city. So we'll just jump right into it. The first project, I know you said you wanted to talk to us about the Community Foundation.
Correct.
And the role that they play in this community, and I think they have a project that they're looking to at Wheeler Park. Tell us about that.
Correct. About a month or so ago, the Community Foundation, we had a little survey over at Wheeler Park. It was on a Saturday, had tremendous support and from the community, had an opportunity to say what the community wanted in that park. But this is one of the initiatives where the community gets involved. Community Foundation is actually spearheading this survey. They're actually putting some skin in the game. And hopefully this is going to serve as a platform to maybe move to Eastside Park or Roundtree Park just to try to beautify our parks. And this is an initiative started by the citizens.
And you know, you mentioned something very key. They gave the citizens, the people living in that area, the residents, and those outside of the area who frequent that park, an opportunity to have input on what amenities they would like to see there. Correct.
One of the most interesting things, well, to me, was very educational about the parks itself. Actually, one of the things that was very intriguing is a playground for smaller children. But guess what? Adults can't go in there unless you have a child. So there's just no sitting and watching children. You must have a child to go in. They talked about passive water parks and stuff like that. But I think it's a good step in the right direction. And I like the idea that the Community Foundation stepped out and taken a chance on our community.
Well, and you know, parks as we used to know it have changed. The
Correct.
purpose and the way people are utilizing parks have changed over the years. So I commend the leaders and the Parks and Recreation Department for looking into it and seeking the input to see what's different out there that can maybe be added to our park to make it better.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about. In the city of Douglas and Coffee County, we're all about pooling our resources and doing what's best for the citizens.
Well, I know you have a heart for the youth. You love all people, but, but if the citizens can't tell by now, I don't know. You just have a special place in your heart for the young people. I know that this past year we spent time bringing on board in the inaugural Mayor's Youth Council, and Ms. Boulder and her team have done a great job with that. And we hear the youth testimonies and how it's benefiting them and putting that leadership ability on the inside of them. What would you have to say about what do you feel have been very beneficial with the Youth Council? And another part that bridged onto that was the teen court.
Correct.
So tell me tell everybody your feelings on that.
Well, first of all, I think that our first year, our inaugural year, was a huge success. We've actually had a lot of participants on the Mayor's Youth Council. As you know, the Mayor's Youth Council, we have a junior mayor and 6 commissioners, and they mimic our meetings. They have their own agenda, they hold their own meetings, and it's just a good vibe. I was talking to the junior mayor a couple weeks ago. She was extremely excited. And then teen court is for that youth that made a mistake. And we've already had a couple youth that have went through the process that are actually serving on the jury or on our youth council. So we are making a difference. And the thing that I do like is that our youth are excited about this program and they're all in. Ms. Boulder and Ms. Williams, couldn't be a more perfect combination to lead this.
Yes, yes. I know what better peer group than to hear like the teen court program than your own peers.
Exactly.
The judge and jury decide what your sentence or whatever, may be, where they have to do community service hours. So I commend them on tying that in with the Mayor's Youth Council, rolling it in the same year. They complement each other.
Correct. And the biggest thing about the Mayor's Youth Council is, the first thing is, it's a real court.
It is.
It's not a play court. Our judge is the only adult in the proceeding. The prosecutor, the defending attorney, the bailiff, the clerk of court are all teenagers. They all prepare for the case, and then they litigate the case. And all cases are decided by a jury of their peers. We range from the 6th grade all the way up to the 12th grade. And I just think it's a phenomenal experience for our youth. We actually have a couple of the youth that are participating that are doing internships with attorneys.
That's true. That's true. Well, I tell you, if there are some people out there, you didn't get the opportunity the first and second time around to get your child or student in there, call Ms. Boulder at City Hall and find out more information about it. I know we just got our roster slated for the group that's going to start back after this school year, but I believe around October, November, we open up applications for the next term. So look for it around September, October to be released to the public.
And one of the things is, Ms. Henderson is absolutely correct about the Mayor's Youth Council, but to serve on the jury, that's ongoing. I mean, you can show up Saturday and be on the teen court jury. But as always, let's get in contact with Ms. Boulder at City Hall first.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Well, we see other great things taking place in our city, infrastructure. We just recently, the Perimeter Road project was completed. What have you heard about that, or what's your details as mayor on that?
Well, the Perimeter Road, woo! I mean, it was very exciting. I mean, traffic is flowing the way it was designed to flow. I just need the citizens to slow down a little bit. Just a little bit.
We think we're on 75.
I don't know where we think we're at, but the road rides very smooth. The traffic is flowing on the Perimeter Road as it was predicted. I would like to give a special shout out to Representative LaRicka and Senator Harper for all their efforts at the state level to bring this to fruition. So it was just a good project all the way around, and Douglas looks like a little city when you're out there.
It does give a great look. You know, I live on that side of town, so I frequent that way a lot, and you're right, it's a smooth ride.
It's a smooth ride.
And you know, I know that our city have made arrangements for our district board member, Mr. Dunn Grantham. He's coming to our community also to look at the project and some other transportation needs for this community on June the 27th.
Correct.
So we look forward to his visit and coming here as well. The other thing we want to talk about, we know, but we don't know if the citizens remembered that last year we done an intergovernment agreement with the Chamber of Commerce. And that included them assuming the role over Main Street Tourism, which was the Visitor Information Center and Festival and Events. And they have since announced that their first big major festival that they're going to host is the Go for Tortoise Festival.
Correct.
So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, first of all, the Go for Tortoise, I had to remember that, is the first major event that the Chamber of Commerce is going to be putting on, and that's in September. I think it's
September 6th and 7th.
September the 6th and 7th. I want all the citizens to come out and support this initiative here. Talked to John Henry last Thursday about it. The team is excited about it. They're learning as they go. Yeah. They also gave kudos to the city as far as them coming in, providing valuable information. It's going to be an exciting time. Just need the citizens to come out and support the festival. It's going to be the first one. It's going to be trial and error. But guess what? If the citizens come out and support it, it's going to be a success.
That's
Looking
true.
forward to it.
That's true. And with it being a street festival downtown, just always remind people, you know, parking is going to be a challenge. They're making arrangements for that. I'll let the chamber release the information they want to release about the parking. But just remember, you know, we get so convenient here with just being able to pull up and find a parking almost anywhere. But just know whenever we close streets down and host festivals, we may not always be able to do that. But if anybody is interested, want to be a vendor or find out how you can participate and volunteer, because you know when the city was hosting it, we always look for those community volunteers. So what better way to get those community service hours? Call them at 384-1873 to find out how you can sponsor and volunteer and get involved.
And one of the things about the festival, citizens say that they want more festivals in the city of Douglas. Well, in order to generate more festivals, we have to have more support. So this is the first one that the Chamber of Commerce is taking charge on. So I just want all the citizens in the city and the county to come out and support.
That's right, that's right. And they're also going to take a chance at our Christmas parade this year as well.
Exactly.
But we'll put that information out. Some other great things going on. We know that the 4th of July is Independence Day is coming up. Traditionally in this community, the Exchange Club hosts and organizes the 4th of July Freedom Fest. That is held out at the J.C. Adams Municipal Park. Some people say Jardine Stadium.
Correct.
But you want to make the announcement. We just closed the road for realignment.
We just closed the road. As most citizens know, we had a splosh. The splosh passed overwhelmingly, and we're getting ready to start spending some of that money. The first place that you're going to see that and feel the impact is going to be out at Jardine Stadium. The road was closed this morning. We're getting ready to start the groundwork. Jardine Stadium, as far as the city of Douglas, we're going to have 3 more football fields, 5 more baseball fields to try to centralize some of the sports activities.
Now, Mayor, excuse me, that is part of the Premier Sports Complex plan, right?
Correct.
Yes, okay.
So all that is going to be is started this week, as a matter of fact. So it's going to be a little inconvenience. Hopefully we'll have everything set by the time football season starts.
Yes, that is the plan.
Exactly. So we're excited about that, excited about bringing a centralized location for the citizens of Douglas and Coffee County. And let me say this right here. The work that's being done now is being done by the county. So this is a joint partnership between the city and county, just like so many other things.
That's great. And you know, I commend our local governments for working together, because when we go to these conferences, you hear these horror stories from other communities. Some of them, their leaders don't even communicate. I'm glad that we do have a relationship here.
I talked to someone at our last class, said they hadn't talked to the county in over 20 years.
And our governments together host a quarterly joint meeting to keep those lines of communication
Correct.
open. That's good. Before you leave today, I know you have been the out front man a lot on this tax allocation district. We have that coming up on the referendum in November, and the city, along with yourself and different other agencies, been out trying to educate the public on it. So any new information that you want to share, I know I was at the last town hall meeting. It was well attended. People ask questions, put it out there. You know, through public information, we monitor our Facebook pages and all. People are commenting, good comments, and when someone posts a question, we kind of wait before the city jumping in and answer. And believe it or not, there are people out there that's educated on it, and they're answering the questions.
Oh, wow.
And I love it. So they're flipping it around and providing the answers to people. Sometimes we have to jump in there, though.
Exactly. Well, one of the things about the tax allocation district, it's brand new as far as applying this concept to retail. We've applied this concept to industry for the last 30, 40 years. Our industrial parks, spec buildings, things like that. But to have that boom boom or Operation Boom Boom as far as retail, we had to change the way that we were approaching the retail market. You know, you don't see anybody walking around with a beeper anymore. Everybody has a cell phone. So we just had to update our philosophy about how we were going to be attracting retail. And the TAD gives us an opportunity to put some skin in the game and have some major nationally known retailers come here simultaneously. You have Hobby Lobby, Marshalls, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, and Cookout that are all going to be here simultaneously. November the 5th, the citizens of Douglas get to vote. But I like to encourage all the citizens of the county to be mindful that you also have a voice by talking to your county commissioners, talking to the Board of Education, because when the citizens of Douglas pass the TAD, we still have to have an intergovernmental agreement between the city, the county, and the school board. And what I'm looking for in Operation Boom Boom is the same thing that we're seeing in the industry. As we had Walmart distribution come in, other companies started to relocate here. Elixir is expanding, Optimal Chemical is expanding, PCC is expanding, and this is all because of the leadership laid the foundation. The TAD, the Tax Allocation District, is just the foundation of us hoping that other retail, restaurants would come here. This is just phase one. We don't know what phase two is. We just need to get phase one in place first.
And Mayor, I know that you serve on the Economic Development Authority Board. Is that correct?
That is correct.
This is not anything new. Now, the TAD may be not something we often do, but sitting down at the table negotiating with industries to come here is not new.
Correct.
So what would you say to that so the citizens can understand the difference between sitting down and negotiating, and you already told the significance of the TAD, but they may not know about all the other negotiations that take place for all the other industries like Walmart and different ones they see, but with this major type development, something like the TAD is needed.
Well, I think it's like this right here. The primary issue is us having to update our methodology. When we sit down and we talk to industry, first of all, let me say this right here. I did not know it was so much secrecy on the Economic Development Authority.
And all the code names.
And all the code names and things like that. But to speak specifically to the Tax Allocation District is we're a small community. We often get compared to Valdosta, which is 4 or 5 times our size, or Tifton. Both of them have Interstate 75 running through that city. Valdosta State has Valdosta State College. It's 15,000 students at that college. We're about 12,000 citizens. So what we have to do is we have to say, hey, look at Douglas and Coffee County. And the TAD is one of the ways that we get the opportunity for retail to take a look at a smaller community. And we're gonna have to put some skin in the game. And I want the citizens to understand this. This is our second bite at this apple. The first investment group was short about $2.5 million. And they couldn't find that $2.5 million. So they left. Well, this group here, with the help of Ms. Joanne Lewis and a number of other community leaders, found the Patrick Company in Nice to sit down at the table. And one of the things that we put in the toolbox is the opportunity for the TAD. As the mayor of the city of Douglas, there's no one else knocking on the door to develop that property. So it is monumental that we get a fundamental understanding of how it works. As I said at the town hall meeting, when I first found out about the TAD, I thought it was a bad idea. But as I began to educate myself, reach out to other communities, other leaders that had the TAD in place, I found out the pros and cons. And I'm 100% behind this. I think that it's a great opportunity for our city, and who knows what it'll bring.
Well, that is awesome. Well, Mayor, I thank you for your time today. You've shared a lot of great information with us and updates. We enjoy your Mayor's Monthly Minutes. If everybody didn't catch all this, what you were saying today, go to our Douglas Enterprise and any other local news site. We send it out. The Mayor publishes a monthly Mayor's Minutes, giving the community the updates. And we thank you because we didn't always have that, where a mayor would take time and write updates to the citizens. And he keeps an open door policy. If you want to see him, just call Ms. Shania Smith at City Hall and set up an appointment with the mayor, 389-3401. Thank you for the great job you're doing, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much for the invite.
We'll be back with more Douglas on My Mind right after this break. We're back from break, and joining me on the show now is Mr. Larry Neesmith, who is the Disaster Relief Captain for the American Red Cross. Welcome to the show.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. From time to time, we bring y'all in, at least I know once a year, just to keep the Red Cross mandate before people. If you would just kind of share with everyone, what does the American Red Cross do for those who may not know? And also, I know we want to talk about the upcoming event that you all have.
Well, thank you, Ms. Simpson. The American Red Cross, in my opinion, is far more one of the greatest organizations that we can have in America. Our sole purpose is helping people in need. We provide service to natural disasters, and then we also provide service to people that have home fires and other situations. So we're a 90% volunteer organization, wherein the staff is pretty much 10%. So we survive totally off volunteer and donations. But our goal is to help those that's in need.
Well, I know no one wants to ever think that a situation may happen to them where they need to call the American Red Cross. So now, while hopefully everything is okay with everyone, can you provide some contact numbers whom people would need to call, whether it's a burnout, any type of natural disaster, that type thing, so the people can get the information and keep it on file and know how to reach the American Red Cross?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Of course, in the case of a fire, you're always going to call 911 first, but, it's kind of, But for here in Coffee County, you call me, myself, a Red Cross. My number is 912-393-4051. Or if you want to call Red Cross Direct, you'll just dial 1-800-RED CROSS. And then our Valdosta number, which is our home chapter, is 229-300-6053. And you'll reach out to Mr. Jack Looney or Miss Terry Jenkins.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. And we hope everyone, if you missed the contact numbers, just give us a call. We'll get you in contact with Mr. Neesmith so that they can get those numbers and keep those on file. So what do y'all have coming up? You have a blood drive coming up?
Yes, ma'am. We have a blood drive coming up June the 29th. It's going to be at Fire Station 3 on Barnes Mill Highway. That's the fire station by the airport, right beside Williams Food. The summertime, we have a urgent need for blood. You have more accidents, these type of things, to where our blood supply gets real low. So we're reaching out, for all citizens of Coffee County, Douglas, as well as our neighboring counties to participate. We're simply trying to help. We're not competing against any other blood donations. We're just trying to do the right thing and save lives.
And you're looking for all types?
We're looking for all types, but we specifically need O positive blood. That is a real short demand of that, is the O positive.
Okay. And I know I was asking you earlier about the Red Cross and how people can contact you. We live in a world now where everything's a digital type environment. And the Red Cross transition over, you all have an app.
Yes.
Tell us about the app and how people can download it, what to look for, and what are the features of that app.
Right, okay, with the new app, of course I don't know all of them because they're changing daily, but you go to www.redcross.org, you can go pull up on the website, then you can Google it on your Android, cell phones, whatever, just type in Red Cross, and it'll pop up and you'll learn how to be a volunteer, you'll learn more about the blood drives, it'll give you weather updates, of upcoming storms. It'll inform you on all of these different things that, is kind of handy to what you need to do in a crisis. It's very informative. It's a
great way to stay involved and get the updates and, like you said, educate yourself.
Especially during hurricane season. I use it myself even when I'm at the shelters. I'm constantly going back and forth on the app, seeing what's going on so I can provide current information.
Well, good. So the American Red Cross, I know y'all are like a lot of other agencies. You need volunteers, you need support. Talk to those who are watching. Tell us what your needs are and how the community can get involved.
Well, you said it exactly, Ms. Henderson. We need volunteers. I like to say Red Cross is the best job that I ever had that I don't get paid for. I get paid from the handshakes and the hugs and the people that really need or appreciate the service that we do. To be a volunteer, you just, like I say, go on the app, contact me, myself, at 912-393-4051. I think it's something that if you like helping others, you will love being a Red Cross volunteer. We have fires constantly. If I can just tell you a little bit, just in a month alone in our district, we have had 193 fires since June the 1st. So it's always going to be a need for somebody to go out and just to tell people, hey, look, we're here to help. It's going to be okay.
Wow.
We got you on, your side.
Can you give an idea of some of the volunteer positions that you have?
Yes, ma'am. Our positions is mainly going to be disaster relief, if that's the one that you want to go out and assist families that may have been burned out. We'll assist them with clothing, we'll assist them with food, we put them in the motels. And we're not a first responder, but here in Coffee County, we have an excellent Coffee County Fire Department and the city fire department. So when a fire happens, they will call us immediately. And we go out and we get these people into a safe environment.
That's wonderful.
And so we don't have an issue where people is left not homeless per se, but we see the needs that they get out of a harmful environment at the right time.
Okay. Any general requisites, requirements that a volunteer would have to have? Do they mainly work local or have to travel regionally, or?
Well, that's going to be totally up to you. You can be deported, not deported, but deployed to different states. You can actually go international. You can go to different countries, Europe, Africa, all of these places that you can go as a volunteer. I like to say wherever the United States military, you'll have American Red Cross. That's pretty much how we work, because we consider those countries that our military forces are our neighboring countries, so we're there to assist. Of course, wherever there's a hurricane or a tornado or any of these natural events, you're going to have Red Cross. Me personally, I have 20 counties that I cover, so I stay here. I have no need to go to other different countries
Your
or whatever.
hands are full.
My hands are full working with South Georgia. But, to be a volunteer, all we need is your willingness to help. We don't really, we do background, of course. You can't be, a convicted murderer or anything like that, but it's fairly simple. If you can hold a job, you can be a volunteer for American Red Cross.
Well, anything else you want us to know about the Red Cross itself, or your needs, or upcoming events or programs that people may not be as familiar with?
Well, our upcoming event is what's pretty, big for us right now, June the 29th. We do need blood. Every 8 minutes, a Red Cross volunteer goes out. And that's 365 days a year, every 8 minutes. We getting a phone call. Here in the state of Georgia, since January of this year, we have worked over 20,000 fires. So it's always going to be a need for somebody to go out and to assist others. We do have paid positions. I don't know the position they're open, but you can go on our website, and if you qualify one of the paid positions, you can, be employed as a Red Cross volunteer. Me personally, I like doing what I do. I like going out. I have met so many friends, that they see me. They may not remember my name, but they'll say, hey, they're the Red Cross man. And it makes me feel good to know that you can assist somebody and don't have to worry about the repercussions afterward. And that's one of the best things that I love from the Red Cross.
Well, and like you said, the rewards of it,
Yes,
if you truly have a servant's heart and want to volunteer your time and don't worry about the pay, then this is a great way to give back not only to your community, but all throughout the world.
All throughout the world, exactly.
All throughout the world.
And it's fun. We do different things. We have cookouts. It's just a lot of people that actually becomes family. I don't call my boss. I call him brother. I call Terry, I call her sister, and that's the relationship that we have, with the people that we work with.
Yeah.
And, Coffee County, our businesses here is Excellent. You know, whenever I go to them, I say we open up a shelter. They don't question. They come out and they help. And honestly, people say we just love coming to the shelter here in Douglas. You know, so we give to our community back. And I do thank the people for helping.
Well, and thank you for that, what y'all do. I want to add to that when you mentioned about the shelter.
Yes, ma'am.
The weather pattern seems a little more intense than it's been over the years. I'm not going to even get into the whys and all that stuff. But the American Red Cross, you're there when it matters the most. When you do open up a shelter, I know it takes a community coming together. Now, we don't think about it now so much per se. I know you probably do, but the community doesn't think about that we're going to need water and all these things to the guests that we're going to take into the shelter. Do you all, when nothing is going on, do you collect, stockpile that somewhere, and any needs you have?
Well, fortunately, we have the Salvation Army here with us here in Douglas as well. So they keep a lot of those supplies on hand. But if we have a major hurricane coming up, then of course that's when we have to reach out for donations. It's, you know, we don't really like to keep food, you know, we give to different communities. And then when we do get donations that we don't need, we give to other counties. So it goes to people that needs help. And that's one of the things that we love about it as well. We help others. Now, it don't just stay here. If you remember in Adel, we had, oh man, truckloads of food going to Adel that people brought here to Douglas. So we just gave it to those guys that was in need.
Was there a need while the shelter, any time that the shelter was open, that you find is challenging each time to meet? And the reason I'm asking you that, if there's someone watching, they may say, well, the next time our community go through that, I want to be the person, the supplier of that need.
Yes.
So is there something that you had a very hard time meeting the demand of the people in the shelter?
Well, I'm not going to say, at one time we had 994 people in that shelter, and we were shocked. So I had to reach out. We're blessed that we had a National Guard here. I called National Guard, and less than an hour, they had soldiers coming there to help us with security. So we do need people. When we get a notice that, you know, we're going to have to open up a shelter, I need people to come and help. I need people that's adult-minded, that can go in there, can work with people that's in need. Because the evacuees that we have, they don't know what they leaving at home. They don't know if they're having home. So I need people that can come out and calmly, you know, work with these people and, you know, realize that it could be us, you know.
And one more time, give your number so everyone can contact you to find out more about how to get involved.
Yes, once again, my name is Larry Neesmith. I'm the disaster relief captain for South Georgia Red Cross. My number is 912-393-4051.
Well, Larry, thank you for being here today.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
again, thanks to the Red Cross for all you do.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
We'll be back with more Douglas on My Mind right after this break. We're back from break, and joining me on the show now is Miss Sandy Sharp, who is the HR manager with Southwire. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. And we know that we're in this summer season, but it won't be long. Kids will be back in school.
That's right.
But you all have been doing a project for many years, and it's called the Back to School. Is it another name that you call it?
Well, it's Project Gift. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. And this is the 10th year, a milestone.
Yes, it is. We've been very fortunate. Southwire actually bought the company in February of 2010. We were able to do our first back to school that July in the same year. So.
Well, before we get into that, I want to just go back. Y'all just completed another community project. It was a recycling program. Tell us about that, what you did, and how you done it.
Well, as far as the Southwire's sustainability effort, to go green and help the environment. This year it started rolling out a recycling program throughout all the Southwire plants. Douglas was chosen, you know, to be one of the first, mainly because we have such good community partners that always work with us and help us. So we held an electronics recycling event up at the Central Square in the parking lot. We had a great turnout. We ended up with over 6,500 pounds of
wow.
e-waste that we sent off and had recycled.
And thank y'all for doing that, because I know we do the spring junk-free cleanup
Right.
each year, and people ask about that sometimes. One year we brought in the big shredder and tied that in the tire amnesty program.
Right.
But the electronic piece is an important part too, because people just don't know how to dispose of that kind of stuff.
Right. I mean, you know, it's kind of funny. We had, you know, the old printers, the old copiers. A lot of people still have
You want to
those.
open up a museum, didn't you?
So we just don't know what to do with them. I said, well, you know, this will be an annual event, so
Well, I
you
was
know,
just
whatever
going to
you
ask
have.
you if you thought it was going to turn annual.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
great.
that is a plan. Yes.
Well, great. Well, the Back to School Project Gift is something, like you said, y'all been doing 10 years. You got it organized. You probably can do this in your sleep now. But let's talk about it, when it's coming up, where it's going to be held, and the
Okay.
details.
Well, it will be July the 26th up at Central Square Complex. We'll open the doors at 7 o'clock, and we say we'll be there until 12 noon, but until, you know, everything's given away. We will, you know, still be offering free haircuts, eye exams. You know, there's a lot of fire safety. You know, Smile Doctors usually help us too, you know, and give out stuff. But it's just a lot of stuff for the kids. They get free school supplies, then they get a free book bag, and then, you know, the choice of a haircut, eye exams, and things like that to help the parents, you know, before school starts, to give them a break and help the kids get off on the right foot for the first day of school.
And that is so important. Now, the book bags for a certain grade level of students, or?
Well, it's K through 12. You have certain supplies in the K through third,
Okay.
and then, you know, certain supplies in fourth through 12th. So again, you know, we give the supplies, and Covenant Church usually gives the book bags, but, you know, we have a lot of community support that helps put this on and helps, you know, make it through. The kids get they get a meal, they get a hot dog and water. You know, once they're through, you know, at least give them something that morning. So.
What are you up to? How many kids do you service with this project?
Well, when we started in 2010, I believe we started off with 1,500 bags of supplies, and the next year we went up to 2,000. So 2,000 seems to be a pretty good number. So that's where we've stayed at.
Wow, that's great. And like you say, it's a great resource for the students and the parents. Not that, you know, we spend out of pocket for school clothes and all kind of other stuff to get them ready for school.
Yes.
So getting a haircut and a book bag, oh yeah, and an eye exam, that's awesome. Is there a need of another service that need to be provided during this event that you want to reach out to somebody for? Or?
You know, just anything that would help. You know, help support the parents to get the kids to school. You know, I know there's a lot of things that you know, they have to have shots and things like that we may not can do in an event like that. But you know, just anyone that wants to donate any type of supplies, pencils, erasers, notebooks, so, you know, with the company logo on it, we'll be glad to add that to the stock, and that'll just give more supplies for the kids.
Okay.
So we do, you know, we do the basics just to get them started. But anything is appreciated, you know. And we'd be glad for you to put your company logo on it, get your name out there in the community. So.
That's awesome. Anything that the parents need, or the guardians, whomever over the kids need to know when they come in that day, kind of walk us through the process.
Okay.
Is there a screening process? There's some things they need to know to bring with them?
No, basically, you know, we open it up to the public, and like I said, we open the doors at 7. Normally, I get there about 6 to turn the lights on and everything, and we have a line all the way back, you know, up the sidewalk there by Central Square. And, you know, the first thing we do is we'll give out raffle tickets to the first 30 families in line, and then we'll give out extra, you know, it may be a gift card for $50 or $100 to Walmart to help offset, you know, some expenses. We'll
See,
give.
that's why you have that
yeah.
long line.
We'll give off away overstuffed book bags, you know, and things like that. And then once we open the door, you know, they just go through the line, get their supplies, go to the next station, get their book bag, go through the little breezeway to the next gym, and you know, and just kind of do whatever it is that they want, you know, participate in. And then when they leave out, they get a hot dog and water.
Awesome.
The only thing we do ask is that please bring your children with you.
Yeah.
You know, this is an event to help the parents and help the community, but it's also there. Those kids can benefit from it. You know, like I said, the haircuts and the eye exams, you know, and things like that. But you know, we limit it 3 bags per family. Unless you have, now if you come and you have 5 or 6 kids, we're going to give every kid that's school age, you know, a bag.
Right.
But if you come without your children, you know, it's going to be limited to a
Okay.
3 bag limit.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to share about the back to school event that's coming up?
No, you know, Southwire is it's a large company. It's a good company. I'm proud to work for it, and everybody knows that. But we have given out last year. We gave out company-wide, all throughout the United States, over 22,000 bags of school supplies.
Ooh.
So, and Douglas happens to be the 2nd largest Southwire facility as far as the amount of supplies we give away next to Carrollton, our corporate. When they give away around 5,000, we give 2,000. So the community, and we're one of the communities that has a large community support. And where, you know, you got Wiregrass coming in, you've got the police department, sheriff's department, and you've got, you know, fire department and all that comes in, you know. But each facility has their own take on what they want to do. We were just very fortunate enough to, you know, whenever we put it out there, we had a lot of people that said, I'd like to participate, I'd like to participate.
Well, you know, that helps create, I'm going to call it a well community. When you have, Mayor Pott was on the show earlier, and I was talking with him about how great our leaders work together. And now talking to you to see that those business and community partnerships are there, I'm telling people it really speaks well of Douglas and Coffee County to have that collaboration where you can come together and not be territorial about things.
Yeah,
it makes a difference.
It does, and you know, it's kind of funny. We'll be in, you know, on calls, or we'll have events or whatever up in Carrollton corporate office, and you know, so well, what's going on, and we'll start talking about, well, you know, Douglas has done this and Douglas has done that, and it's, you know, people, they ask, well, how do you get such community support? You know, I said, well, you just have to know the county and the city. I mean, you know, you have to know the areas. They work very well together. You know, the first thing is the children. You know, they want to make sure the children get a good education, and, you know, and have the ability to be able to go to school on that first day with
That's
something.
right,
So,
that's right. And you know what, Sandy, I commend Southwire because not a lot of industries do what you do. Some do other things,
Yes.
but to give so much back in the community, like you said, you're not just the project gift, the back to school, you're into recycling, and you do other things. And we thank you all for doing that, giving back to the community in such a way.
well, it's our pleasure.
Anything else you want to share with us before you leave? Or?
Well, we do the Kayla Day function. So if you've never been to Kayla Day, I don't know what the day will be this year, but it's up at Central Square.
Generally in October.
In October, yeah,
like
for
the last week or
the
so.
special needs kids. That is a fantastic event. If you've never been, you know, I encourage you to go look and see what goes on, and then see what you can do to help support it.
Well, listen, everybody, we have the Human Resources Manager here. I'm going to go ahead and ask her for you. Do y'all have any jobs? Are you always hiring? While you're here, we're going to ask so people will know that.
Right
now,
now,
ask for y'all.
Yeah. Right now, at this point, we have cut off our application process. We have quite a few applications. We had the website open for a little while. We're going through those, but we only have just a few openings, and that's it. This time of the year is about the time that it kind of slows down. So.
You know what that means? Happy people.
Yeah.
They're keeping their jobs. Well, Miss Sandy, thank you for being here today.
Oh,
and
you're
sharing
welcome. I
this
appreciate it.
information.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with some closing announcements. before I close today, just want to share some announcements with you. Just want to let everyone know that the Independence Day holiday is coming up, and the City of Douglas offices will be closed on that day on July the 4th in observance of that holiday. The Douglas Police Department on Thursday, June the 20th, is hosting Pizza with the Police. That's going to be held at the Davis Wade Park from 5 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. This is part of the police department. They're trying to build upon their community policing. If you don't have anything to do that day, take the kids out. Now listen, this is over by the city pool, which is now open. And they're going to have this Pizza with the Police during open swim time. You don't have to pay for the pizza, but the best I understand it, the normal fee that you pay for the open swim, you will have to pay it on that day. But parents, while the kids enjoying the swim, we have lifeguards at the city pool. This will be a time for you to speak with the Douglas Police Department. Let them know some things about your neighborhood, the city, some things you would like to see them implement. Chief Shane Edmiston, our new Chief of Police, he and his staff would like to hear from you. And again, that's on Thursday, June the 20th at the Davis Wade Park at the City of Douglas Pool. And as I said, the city pool is open. I think it opened up Memorial Day weekend. The Douglas Parks and Recreation Department have swim passes for individual and family swim, and also you can get a schedule for the open swim time. So we want you to find out from Parks and Recreation if there's still some summer camp opportunities. Your kids are out of school. Maybe you need something for them to do. Call Douglas Parks and Recreation to find out what programs they offer. Those are my announcements for this time. And again, I'm Georgia Henderson. I filled in for Blainell Thomas today. And as always, I want to encourage you to keep Douglas on your mind.